it comes at no surprise to many people of why playing a client-side Minecraft is actually better than just playing regular Minecraft. Now, you might be thinking to yourself of the two popular clients that are currently out there. Now, why there are many clients out there, there are two that stand out more than any other. The Lunar Client and the Badlion Client. And recently, I chose to make the switch from Lunar Client from Badlion Client to Lunar Client. And in this video, I'm going to explain why making the switch is going to be a big change for this. So I've never tried Lunar Client before, and I was pretty eager at the get-go because of its credentials. I've seen in the past how Lunar has been very exclusive with its patrons, and I really like the services they offer. So I was like, I'm going to give it a shot and see if I like it. If I end up liking it, then I will play their services full time, but if I end up liking BLCs better, then I'll do that. But really, the first client-side Minecraft that I ever played was on BLC, so I feel like I was tied to them from the start. But really, I realized that it was just me. I wasn't tied to anyone because I didn't owe anyone money. If I wanted to play on Badlion Client, I could. And if I wanted to play on Lunar Client, then I could. There was no middle ground of why I could not play one or why I could not play the other. It was an equal field because I had no attachments to either client. And, you know, I liked that kind of freedom. And it made me feel like I wasn't restrained to anything. Especially coming from someone who had just been playing 1.16 on Bed Wars. Now that one I fixed, but yeah. So anyways, why did I make the switch from Badlion Client, which I've been playing on for over a year, to Lunar for? Well, the first reason is because of graphics drivers. Well, first off, the graphics drivers for Badlion Client updated, and now I can't play Badlion Client anymore without the system having a heart attack, which I thought the integrated graphics would fix, but turns out the integrated graphics are burned up, largely because of the fact that I have overrode them with a GPU code that only makes my graphics card works. And I updated the drivers, I tried everything, and it wouldn't work. If someone in the comments would tell me why it won't work, I will really appreciate it, and I'll take it into consideration. But that's not the only reason that I heard switching from Badlion to Lunar, in my opinion. The second reason, and the big foremost reason of why I'm switching to Lunar, and I may use Badlion and Lunar at the same time, which is probably going to be the case in the most reason, is because I've heard it's better for PvP. Now, I am playing on non-client side Minecraft right now because I can't get into Lunar because I need some passwords and stuff, and I just felt like making this video really quickly. So I just decided to sign into Minecraft, which had no restrictions at the time. But really, I've heard a lot of great PvPers either come from Minecraft or Lunar. Now, I know there are a lot of great Badlion PvPers, but really, the PvPers like Speed Silver and Palika came from Lunar Client. And coming from Palika, he is one of the best UHC players, and Speed Silver was actually the best #1 ranked UHC player for a long time. And I know if those guys are pushing with the Lunar Client, and I mean, I know not Badlion, 30 Virus has some credibility, but like he said, the whole reason he even won Bed Wars half the time was because he used his little bag of tricks. And I find that amusing because I feel like Bed Wars, for me, is man's game of PvP. Now, 30 Virus couldn't survive the war that is the pit, or and the whole green team is there too, just wonderful. Oh no. No. Well, this is fun. But the whole kind of like morale is that 30 Virus is the Skyblock guy, and everywhere else, I'm just going to let him kill me, that everyone else is kind of just playing Skyblock. So Skyblock was more of BLC's kind of thing, but Lunar had more of the UHC stuff, more of the combat stuff. And I've started really getting into Bed Wars. Now, I've always been into Bed Wars, but I was at the turning point where I am tired of being bad. I'm tired of not being able to carry my own weight. and I was ready to move on, and I was thinking, well, one of the ways I could improve is changing clients. Now, I know Badlion Client has its fair share of PvP helpers, but I feel like Lunar is more specifically a PvP clientele. Now, I probably have missed about 1,000 other little clients that have a few thousand people as their player base, or even just a few hundred people. But I feel like Lunar is more kitted to PvP players. Now, I'm going to explain my reasons for why I believe that Badlion is more kitted to Skyblock, and why Lunar is more kitted to PvP. So I guess I'll start with Lunar and PvP. So when I first logged into the Lunar experience, I found out that there were custom profiles for Skyblock. Now, I knew Lunar doesn't have Skyblock add-ons, but it has kind of one of the weaker Skyblock add-ons, like I believe one of the older ones without the solvers, which really kind of sucks because I was hoping it was kind of a good hybrid between Badlion Client and the PvP aspect. But when I looked at how much they had for their PvP, I instantly felt it was better than Badlion Client, especially with the 30 virus texture pack, which it came from 30 virus, not from Lunar Client. But I just felt like it was more kitted to PvP matters, especially being a PvP client. I also have heard that more people use it for PvP, so I was like, you know what the heck, I'll give it a try. And then when I logged in and got all my settings set up, I just felt like the Lunar Client was more kitted at home to PvP. It was more of like the client was made for it. Like it's gonna have the profiles, it's gonna have everything ready for PvP. And then when I got into a game, I just felt like I was shredding kits. I felt at home. I felt like I had used it for years and it was just over. So yeah, so everyone else, and I was able to win a lot of games just for the first time on Lunar Client, which I felt amazing after I'd used it. So it just sounded really good. It's crazy, but it's true. It sounded really good. The Lunar Client, in my opinion, it just made more sense for someone like me, especially since I'm 50-50, where Skyblock's mainly just for like me showing off content for YouTube, and then the Bed Wars is more of what I play in general, and then for the rants videos as well. So yeah, and I definitely just in the last month have improved like tenfold, especially after I found that I was a strong suit for tool rushing, which is it was a no-brainer from a logic standpoint, and especially since I saw my beds were really down, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and make the change now. I just comboed that man, dude. That man's had no chance of getting past me. But I just felt at home, and it made sense. It was like I had found the missing protege, so to say. And you know, it's one thing just to find the right way of. And I died, but I wiped the whole team in the process. But I really felt at home. I felt like it was more kitted. It was a cleaner experience than Badlion Client. And that's coming from someone who used it for a year and then used Lunar Client for a night. And why? Red person, why? It's still full of lead. But definitely coming from someone who used it, I feel like also the mods are more kitted well to PvP. I felt like there was more mods. The one mod I wish that would get reinstated or have a second shot is Perspective without having to use F12, but you know what, that ain't happening. I think the reason that mod even got banned was because of the fact that it's basically like plain cheating. It is just like plain cheating, though, to be honest. And what just happened? Man, I could have had their bed right there, and then something really weird. I think I watched that happen too. Okay. Whoa, what the? That was kind of weird, but okay. just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. But yeah, I felt like the mods were more kitted to PvP, and I felt like everything just made sense. There was a reason why everything was there, and it was just kind of like the perfect mirage, so to say. Like if you had made the perfect frosting for your cupcakes, or the perfect butter for your cookies. It was kind of like it was a night and day difference for me, and it was just a no-brainer from a logic standpoint. Does that mean I'll be using Lunar Client forever? No, I still think Badlion is better in terms of Skyblock add-ons, but I do think from a logic standpoint that, first off, jeez, dude, that I still think Badlion is better for Skyblock. I still think Lunar Client is better for PvP. But now I'm going to get into why I believe that Skyblock is more suited for Badlion Client. So the reason that I don't prefer Skyblock on Lunar Client is because the Skyblock add-ons, first off, doesn't have solvers. Now I know it's probably one of the dumbest reasons to give it a bad review, but I like solvers. I feel like they help you progress through the game a little bit faster, especially the dungeon solvers for first-time secret users like me who decided to avoid dungeons. They definitely help, and in my opinion, it does make it easier. It's kind of one of those little quality of life features where you have it for one round and you're just like, I want it for the rest of my life. That's kind of how I felt when the first time I used solvers. Especially on the experimentation table when, you know, you're trying to do these big memory loops and you're trying to get the most super pairs clicks because you really want those Titanic experience bottles that are worth 600K. So definitely I could see where a lot of people were coming from on solvers not being in Lunar, but my guess is they'll be added at some point in the future. But right now, also there are a lot more mods that I saw on Badlion Client. Like for example, Slayer counters. They were more detailed Slayer counters on Badlion Client, to my knowledge, than there were on Lunar Client, which I can see that too, because there's got to be a reason to draw you in on Client. So obviously Lunar's more kitted for PvP, so they're going to focus on the big numbers of PvP, while Badlion's more focused on kind of the hybrid of PvP and the hybrid of Skyblock. While the Skyblock is probably the best part of Badlion Client, the PvP is still lacking a little bit on the thing, and definitely I think both clients have a lot of room to improve. No one's got the better client, it's just they all are better for certain things, and that's the way most things are. Even Minecraft itself is not the best game. It still has room for improvement, but most people still more so, that came out wrong. Minecraft's not the one. We're stuck on 1.8.9, and that's going to be the same way it is today, tomorrow, forever, and amen, unless they fix in 1.18 the combat, which I highly doubt they will, but if they do, it'd be kind of pog. So, at this point, Badlion also just has more quality of life features than Lunar does. I think Lunar tried to get the bare minimum. Like, they were going to get the zealot counters, stuff that would just make it worthwhile of downloading. And I failed the jump. But they wanted to make it worthwhile. They didn't want to put all their time into the Skyblock add-on because they're the gosh darn PvP area for Minecraft, and it would just make sense to not invest all that hard-earned time into all their PvP, but to focus on Skyblock. But in my opinion, Badlion Client still has a lot to work on, even with all the Skyblock things too. And why are you combating with a diamond axe? It's like one of the worst things you could do, my guy, and a waste of gold. So I'm gonna go get their bed really quick. Alright, so hopefully they don't see me. Oh baby, they don't. And you do, and I'm screwed. Alright, let's just go ahead and get down in the void. So, what are some... So, in the end, which client do I prefer to use? I definitely think that Badlion is more suited for Skyblock, like I said, and that Lunar is more suited for PvP. But which one, if I had to pick for the rest of my life to use, then I would say neither. And the reason is, they're both good clients. I still don't think that there is a clear winner. I think if I could just use both, I'd be just as happy as just using one over the other or the other over the one. So I definitely think that trying Lunar Client, it was a good experience, and I still think I have high points for both clients. And you, sir, you are so freaking annoying. Sir. I'm not gonna make it in time. I watched that happen too. Don't you just hate in Bed Wars, kind of off topic here, when you watch your bed get taken, yet you can do something about it, yet you don't? It makes me kind of mad when that happens. So I'll grab stuff from the forge and then do this. Well, since this is the last game, I'll wrap it up anyways and just say that, so if I were to talk to you about using a client, which one would you push me to use more is a common question I believe I will get after this. If I had to push someone to use a client, I say just use both. No one is good over the other. If you're more of a Skyblock player, you'll find yourself using BLC more. If you're more of a fighting player, you'll find yourself using Lunar more. Does that mean you'll use one over the other all the time? Probably not, and they're not coming for me as well, so I need to go back to base. They're all here. And he killed me, so I guess I'll just go to the hub. But in my opinion, just pick the one you prefer more. It doesn't matter to me as long as you are enjoying the Minecraft. And if you don't want all those mods, just play the regular Minecraft. I don't give a crap either way. I mean, enjoy what you enjoy. It just... pick what you want and don't let other people push you in to make yourself mad later on. But that's all I have for my little soapbox TED Talk, I guess, if you want to call it. So thank you for attending that. And hopefully if you did enjoy, please leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new or trying to get to 50 subs by the end of the year. And anyways, guys, I will see you all in the next video. I think tomorrow will probably be another H flipping video. And I want to give some quick insight. We were able to actually get 3 million coins because I claimed the coins. So we'll have 3 mil to start off with. That's a little heads up. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoy your rest of your night, and I'll see you all back tomorrow. Goodbye.